rights of expression, a passage to a world of freedom, a world that is free, that is fair, equitable, and that is just. But indeed, how just, fair, and equitable is democracy to the people? How economically free are the people in a world of globalization? Join the discussion, have your say here, live on Ben Television on Newspunch. Democracy gives everyone the rights of expression, a passage to a world of freedom, a world that is free, that is fair, equitable, and that is just. But indeed, how just, fair, and equitable is democracy to the people? How economically free are the people in a world of globalization? Join the discussion, have your say here, live on Ben Television on Newspunch. Thank you for joining us on the program today, and this is Newspunch coming to you live from Ben Television. My name is Tunde Alabi. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the program today, Newspunch, from our North London studio, where we're transmitting across the world from London to UK, all of Europe, and of course to Africa. On the program today, we will be taking a look at the issue of freedom of expression, and we'll be taking a look at the tolerance of the current government under President Muhammadu Buhari to voices of opposition in Nigeria. How tolerant is President Muhammadu Buhari to voices of opposition in Nigeria? And that is what we'll be looking at on the program today. Is the present administration tolerant to divergent views, opinions, voices that don't actually agree with their position? Of course, we will know today that the most abused, harassed president in the whole world today is the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Still, we tend not to have seen either the FBI or any of the military, security, police, or security agents or agencies of either the federal or the state hounding down any of these assumed protesters or individuals that have been making their voices known against President Donald Trump. However, is this same case in Nigeria today? How tolerant is the government to such situations? Would we say this government is tolerant? Would we say this government is accommodating? Would we say there is freedom of expression under this present administration in Nigeria, especially when it comes to free speech and the press and the media? I'm joined by Daniel Elumba. Daniel Elumba just came back from Nigeria a couple of days ago. You will remember the story of Daniel Elumba that we broke on this program, on this channel, just a couple of months ago. Earlier in the year, specifically on the 1st of January, Daniel and Tim Elumba were arrested by men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, on New Year Day in Inewi. And what is the offense? They were not actually told their offense much more until a few days after they've been handed into prison, driven from Inewi in Anambra State to Abuja. Such a very tortuous journey, and on the order of the Inspector General of Police, and the crime, the assumed crime by these gentlemen is the publication. They were accused of publishing some information that the Inspector General of Police did not agree with. When has it become a crime for journalists and media and pressmen to publish information that they see, if they actually did? I'm joined now by Daniel Elumba to recount the story, his experience, what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen, and share with us his experience in the hands of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad in Nigeria, and of course the government under President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm joined by Daniel. Daniel, you're welcome back, and thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Trust you're back, full alive, everything intact.
Well, here I
We
am.
broke that story here on this program when that happened. You were in Abuja, and we'll put you live through on the channel. Yes. Take us through what happened.
Well, it's It's sad. On December 30, we just had a family get-together. All the members of our family traveled from all over the world, and we had a very nice time. And on December 31, we also visited our grandparents' home, had this nice drink, natural palm wine drink, and everybody went to bed. 5 a.m. the next morning, January 1, I had a very loud bang on the door. Nobody else woke up, so after some persistent knocking, I got up. I opened the door to the house where I was sleeping. I said, "Who is knocking this loudly this very early morning?" Then my immediate elder brother said, "It's me." I said, "Okay," I opened the door. But when I opened the door, I saw heavily armed men all over the compound. They have already scaled. I don't know how they got in anyway, but they were inside the compound. I thought they were kidnappers. Definitely, I thought they were kidnappers. They said, "Are you Tim Elomba?" I said, "No, I'm not Tim Elomba." They said, "Where is Tim Elomba?" I didn't answer that question. I said, "Okay, you are not Tim Elomba, okay." They pushed me out, go and sit down on the ground, on the floor of the compound. When I got there, I saw two other members of the family already sitting down there, so I joined them. Then the elder brother took them upstairs, where my brother Tim Elomba was sleeping. So we thought that they started going throughout the compound, bringing out every male member of the family. Eventually, 6 members of the family were all brought out. They started asking us to identify ourselves.
Did they identify themselves? Did they tell you who you were? Who they were?
At that point, I still believed they were kidnappers.
And they did not identify themselves?
They haven't identified themselves at that point. I just saw 15 armed men carrying heavy guns.
No uniform? They were not in uniform?
Well, they had I didn't know the uniform they were not in police uniform. So I didn't know who they are until that time. It was only when after identified ourselves, they said, "Okay, let us go." I said, "Okay." They first handcuffed all of us, 2 to 1, and they said, "Let us go." I said, "Where are we going? Who are you?" And they said, "We are SARS. I'm the SARS commandant of Anambra State. Don't you recognize my uniform?" I said, "I don't know the SARS uniform. I only need police uniform." I didn't know the SARS have a uniform. I said, "So you are policemen?" They said, "Yes." That was the first point I just relaxed. Up till that, for the past 30 minutes, I was under the illusion that I'm being kidnapped. So they now handed us into a vehicle, the 6 of us, took us to the local government headquarters of the police. Even when we were going, I thought maybe there are still our kidnappers who said they were SARS. But when I recognized the police station, when they went into the police station of the local government, I said, "Okay, they are really policemen." After about 30 minutes, they took us to the state headquarters of SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. It was there that the person who led the operation to the state now identified himself. He said his name, said he was directed by the Inspector General of Police to come to this state to arrest us. That they are taking us to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. I said, "Why? What have I done?" They said Elomba.com published an article that we are trying to blackmail the Inspector General of Police. I said, "Blackmail? How? Show me the article, let me see." They said they will only show us the article when we reached Abuja. They will show us the article in Abuja. I said, "Okay, who published the article?" They said, "My brother, Tim." I said, "If Tim published the article, why are the 6 men being arrested?" They now released 3 of my brothers, my elder brother, and 2 other young men. They went home. 3 of us, I said, "Okay, the 3 of us, what have I done? What have Izuchukwu Elomba done if Tim published an article?" They said, "Well, everything will be clear to you when we go to Abuja." I said, "Fine." So we still under handcuff. We were taken to Abuja by road. The handcuff was released around Lokoja, I think, when we got to Lokoja to have our lunch. So I think that was when the handcuff we were put off handcuff. So when we got to the SARS headquarters, Abuja then, they said they will interrogate Tim Elomba separately, that the 2 of us will go outside and sit behind the counter. I said, "Fine." While we were behind the counter, then all the policemen started making all these statements, you publish all this article, you insulted the police, you wouldn't mind their own business. And then my other younger brother, now said, asked one of them, do you know us? They said no. Have you met any of us before? They said no. So why are you talking all these? Why don't you just keep quiet? And then one ASP just rushed at him. Oh, you are telling us to keep quiet. Slap, kick, punch. I said, what is all this? Why are you doing this? What has he done? They said, if you're a lawyer in your own house, you can't come to this office and insult policemen. I said, how has he insulted any one of you? He only asked a question. Eventually, Tim, after the state, that was when the IPO now came out and said, no, they wanted to detain us, but they said, no, all of you now come in. We went into his office. He said, I will now tell you what you did. I said, okay, please tell me, because I'm still confused. He now brought up one article, The Unending Saga of the Inspector General of Police, written by one man, Dixon Ebiowe, and published in a different website, opinionnigeria.com. I said, okay. So this is the offending article.
Published by somebody else on another online website.
Not even on the
So how did an article published by a different name on another online website concern elumba.com?
I asked that question. They said that when they clicked on that link online, that my brother's phone number came up. And when they took that phone number and put it on Facebook, my brother's profile came up. So that was how they knew that that article was indeed published by my brother.
Okay. Let me put you on hold there. We need to go on a short break now. When we return, we'll come back with the issue of freedom of expression, how tolerant is the Buhari government to voices of opposition in Nigeria. We'll be back. Don't go away. Have your say here, live on Ben Television on Newspunch.